I want to talk about word of mouth marketing. We all know that word of mouth marketing is really the most powerful form of marketing that's available to us. And I mean, look within your own studio. I mean, how many of your current customers came through a referral? You would think, with word of mouth marketing being so strong, that music studios would have lots of referral marketing systems, and most don't. I certainly didn't in my studio. I mean, my referral marketing strategy was one thing. It was, wait, let me get rid of it. I don't need these. It was one thing. It was refer a friend and receive $40 off. Okay, that's pretty good. I've seen studios say refer a friend and receive a month of lessons for free. Well, that's great. That's a really strong offer. And I do encourage you to have some sort of reward for people who refer. But let's just think for a moment what that thought process is for the customer when they see that, $40, $50 off of lessons. So that they see that, and are they going to think, okay, who do I know that might be interested in lessons? Because if I share this with them, I'll get $50. And if I do this, maybe once a month, I can, make, an extra $50 a month. People really aren't thinking about it. Or they're not thinking about it like that. Sure, it perks their interest for a moment. And they're certainly not going to go to their friend and say, hey, if you sign up for music lessons at this school, I'm going to get $50. They're not going to do that. You have to give them something to talk about. So how do you do that? How do you get people to talk about your music studio? That financial reward will not motivate them. It just won't. And I don't know about you, I've seen people where, we market that reward and then they refer somebody and we say, hey, you're going to get, $40 off your next month of lessons. And they have no idea that we're offering it. Even though we promote it around the school, it's not an incentive to get people talking. So you've got to get people talking about your studio. Now, I don't want to say that these financial incentives are a bad idea. I love them. I encourage you to keep those, to have one. But I also encourage you to focus on how can you get your customers talking about you. And the only way to do that is to create a story for them that is so interesting, maybe over the top, that they want to share with their friends. Think about, yourself and your own social interactions with friends. Everyone's bringing stories to the conversation. Have you ever had something happen to you and you just can't wait to tell a friend about it because it's going to be because you feel it's an interesting story and you feel like your friend is going to find it interesting. And people who share interesting stories are perceived as interesting people. Interesting stories are also a really great way to connect with people when you're in a social environment where you don't really know people. So, I had this idea. I just, came up with it off the cuff. I think it was in maybe this Facebook group. I was talking about birthdays. How can you go big on your student's birthday? Birthdays are an opportunity to celebrate your student. But, I came up with this idea. I never, implemented, where you write a song, just like a one set song where you can infuse in, input the student's name and have 3 or 4 of your staff members sing in 3-4 part harmony this song and make a video and send it to the kid. So then when mom is talking to a friend and the friend says, hey, how was little Jimmy's birthday? You could say, oh, it was great. And here's an opportunity for her to bring up this story. So really, word of mouth marketing boils down to creating or looking at all the touch points in your studio, all the places where customers interact with you, and looking at how you can create something that's so remarkable in that moment, so remarkable that people can't help but talking about it. And so I encourage you to think about times that you've shared a story about a business with a friend. I'll never forget one time I went into a Starbucks and they were celebrating their like 5-year anniversary at this location. And they had a DJ in there with lights. And the music was, you know, it was kind of loud, but it was a story. I mean, I couldn't help but tell people about it. And that's the key thing, is to create remarkable and interesting stories that your customers want to share. And if there's anything you do in your studio that 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 is creating a remarkable and interesting story, please share below. But that is the key to word of mouth marketing. That financial reward is great, but giving people stories that they can share is a much more powerful tool. And one last thing about word of mouth marketing, when a customer compliments you or says something positive about your business, that is a great opportunity to ask them for a referral. So let's say they say to you, hey, you know, I'm really loving our lessons with Carly. You know, my son's just really you know, bonding with her. Oh, that's so great to hear. And look, if you know, one of the ways that we grow our business is through referrals. And if you have any friends that you feel like that their child might benefit from music lessons, we'd really appreciate it if you could send them our way. Because in that moment, they're feeling good about you, they're praising you, and that's a great opportunity to you know, to plant that seed. If you want to up your word of mouth marketing game, I encourage you to check out Jay Abraham's 93 referral systems. It's a free ebook he has. He's just kind of brainstorming all these different ways that you can get your customers to refer other customers. The best thing about referrals is that referrals come into your business with a higher level of trust in you, because they don't trust you, but they trust their friend who's had an amazing experience with you. And that's what, so they're coming in with a higher level of confidence and trust in your business. They also assume if a friend is referring them to you, they are assuming that they're going to pay a premium rate. You know, if a friend comes up to you and says, oh my God, my husband and I went to this great restaurant last night, and they're telling you all about it, you're probably going to be thinking, okay, this is probably not going to be a cheap restaurant. People don't get excited and talk about cheap restaurants typically. And if they do, it's because of the ambiance in the restaurant or something that extends beyond the food, like a place like Red Robin. It's not about the food, it's about the experience. So people are more likely to assume that you charge a lot, which gives you a license to charge a premium rate. If people are talking about you, and then people are assuming that you offer a high quality and you have high standards in your studio, and they expect that you're going to be charging a premium rate, then you should charge a premium rate. So these are my thoughts about word of mouth marketing. It really, you know, I encourage you to develop multiple word of mouth marketing systems as opposed to just relying on that $50 off music lessons when you refer a friend. You guys have a great day.